Welcome to This Week in College Hockey. Tony Scott. We're a full house here today, Jess to my very, very immediate right and Sydney to my very, very immediate left in the squished out 3-person pod studio.
A 3-shot, we call it.
It
right?
is good, though. It'll be a good show, though, today. I wish
it's like overtime. We
got
our 3 best out there.
Yeah, we got exactly 3 on 3. Our 3 against your 3.
Ryan will be the goalie.
I'll take,
There you go.
I'll take my team against any team. Seriously, in the country, this is the best.
Oh, yeah.
I think it is.
Also for audio quality. Some of the other podcasts I listen to, audio quality, bad.
Yeah.
Ours?
Is that the rankings we were supposed to do? We were supposed to rank
Sometimes.
all the other podcasts. And
Yeah.
once again,
Sometimes.
number
Once
one.
again, we're first in the country again.
Wow.
It's amazing how that works. It's amazing. So,
Self-proclaimed.
all right, we have a little different, little twist to the episode today. Before we get started on everything else, did I talk about this last week? How I basically went on a bender.
I think you should start with my name is Tony Scott and I'm an addict.
Yes, I am a Jersey addict, and it was about 10 days ago.
Jeez, there was no evidence
I didn't.
of that.
I don't know.
Yeah. And I, from 9 p.m. until 2 a.m. one night, was on the phone with a Jersey dealer, we'll call him, and I got my shipment in today. So
Can I just say the most amazing part of this whole story before we get too deep into it? This gentleman is still married. I have no idea how. I've met his wife. She's a saint.
Shout out Debbie, man.
Yeah. Debbie Zozel.
Really?
I don't
Debbie's
know what.
great.
by the skin of my teeth, I am married every day.
Wow.
Every day I get into bed going, oh, I did it one more day.
Yes, she's home.
Not divorced.
You open the garage door and you're like,
Oh, she's still here. The couch is still here.
the dog's here, everything.
Amazing.
Yeah,
yes.
honey, I was going to get that condo in Florida, but, there was a really good deal on a UMass game worn.
Had to pick it up.
Pass it up. I could not pass it up. So here we go.
Debbie, God bless you. You're doing great work. Keep it up.
I have about 8 jerseys. I don't even remember what the number is, but there's a few with a Minnesota twist to it. So bear with me here. Here we go. Here comes the John Gruden unboxing. Here
This is like what all the influencers do, right?
We're doing an unboxing.
Yeah.
Unboxing.
I'm going to go as fast as I can.
Okay. We have a huge
The
box.
pet supplies. The pet supplies.
This is Miami of Ohio. What do you think?
Miami, Ohio.
The Red Hawks.
Pretty good. Classic.
Beauty.
Classic.
I like it.
I like
Easy,
the numbers.
Easy. I like the numbers. Kind of reflect
cool
their
numbers. The back numbers are super cool.
Oh, yeah.
I'll talk about it later, but they had some special jerseys this weekend that look pretty sharp.
They really
Okay.
They did.
This is not.
We got good marks on the one.
This is not the UMass Triangle, which I now.
We did not get the triangle, but let's see it.
Definitely am now in the market for UMass Triangle. Let's put it that way.
Here's what I like about
I like
UMass. Nothing
UMass.
against UMD, Minnesota, the maroon and gold teams. I like just maroon and white.
I do too.
Simple, kind of monochromatic. 2 colors. Boom, done.
All right, next one.
And the Minutemen sounds
This
cool.
one's got
Minutemen is a
this
cool
one has
sounding.
a Minnesota player. This is Clarkson.
Ooh.
Ooh, the Golden Knights. The original Golden Knights before those imposters in
nice.
But it
Vegas.
doesn't have his nameplate on it. I'm gonna shoot him.
No.
We're getting aggressive.
You know what?
here early
A
on.
green and gold number 4, you could sell that to a Packer fan and make a lot of money.
That
Just
is,
Yeah.
Brian Hurley played for St. Thomas Academy.
Brian Hurley, St. Thomas.
That was him.
keep it rolling. What do we got next?
That's the last one.
Oh, that's
Okay.
the finale.
That's the one I spent the most money on. All the money on that compared to this one. I know you're just gonna have to deal with it. It's like I know you can't hear me. All right, here comes another one.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that one.
RPI.
Love
Rensselaer
the,
Polytechnic Institute, for
is
those who
that
don't know.
good?
Love the school patch on
Yep,
the arm.
yep, the
Those
school
are
crest.
Sweet. Love it.
Fighting
Got the
strap.
fight strap. Yep.
Yes.
Oh, this is good stuff. This
Love
is
it.
This is gold right
This
here.
is probably my favorite one. Other than
Oh, okay. All right.
Because it's like it's
People
so
listening to this
cool.
audio only are really enjoying this segment, I bet.
I mean, it's funny to listen to too.
Here we go. Ready?
Oh, I like the blue. Where are we going with this? Oh,
Look at that.
Ivy.
the Bulldogs.
That is so good.
The Eli's. What do they call them? Yeah.
For those listening, it's Yale.
Yale.
There we go. All right, and then
We got one more in there
second to
before
last, but
the
not
finale.
least. This is a classic one. This is a classic.
Oh, looking at the stripes, I thought it was a
Ferris
classic Denver.
State.
But no, that's
WCHA.
Got WCHA, yeah. Shout out.
Love that.
That is
the ketchup and mustard. Good stuff. Yeah.
so good.
Good stuff. Okay, now let's see the grand finale.
This is the grand finale.
This is the one we've
Drum
all been
roll,
waiting
please.
for.
I'm a big fan of, like, did a Minnesota kid wear it? So
Yeah.
Yep.
This is Casey Dornbach's Harvard University.
Love it.
So you got a Harvard and a Yale. That's
Yes, I did.
With the nameplate.
I like the middle stripe, kind of
47.
I like
evoking Les Canadiens.
Yes. Nameplates.
Nameplate, got the
ECAC
lace up.
patch.
Yeah.
Nike jersey.
So I'm going to put that one up on the
Fresh.
wall right now.
All right, that one gets added to the wall.
For those listening, we're
Rare.
adding the Harvard to the wall.
Yep.
Rare to see a Nike jersey.
There's a couple.
Is there?
Yeah, I don't think it's super common, but I think there's a few.
It was cool. Me and Tony were just at Holy Angels for a little Friday Night Ice preview, and they have all
Nice.
Under Armour jerseys because of Larry
Ooh.
Fitzgerald,
Oh,
who is a
Wow,
alumni of
love it.
Holy Angels.
Yeah.
Sponsors all the athletic teams with Under Armour gear. So those are pretty sharp
That's
too.
cool, though.
Yeah, isn't that?
I got to say, when you showed that Yale jersey, I thought of a Yale connection this past week.
oh gosh, we need to
covering-
start the
covering
show with the
Wild.
story. Start the show with the
Just
story.
clock. Put
Just
the Glock
just a
right
fun
on.
connection, okay? I'm in Pittsburgh. Wild are
yeah.
playing the Penguins.
Good win, too.
Dan Muse, new coach of the Penguins, finally
Yeah.
got his chance at NHL level.
Yep.
Bounced around USA Hockey. He's been kind of a good soldier, been an NHL assistant coach. It dawned on me that rink in Pittsburgh, site of the 2013 Frozen Four, won by
Yale.
Yale. Dan Muse was an assistant coach on that team.
Really?
To Keith Elaine. And now that's his office. The site of
I like that.
maybe his greatest glory on ice. I hope that story wasn't too long.
That was good.
No, it was not.
We,
That was a good one.
I love the stories.
Pretty good.
I'll reserve the balance of my time.
I love those stories. I love.
Hey, it was better now that we're all three here. When I was sitting on the phone, I was like, I don't think I should jump in and ruin the audio with the phone. And then you guys go, what?
It's hard.
Yeah.
That's why Carl's gotten
easier in
good at it
studio.
over the years. We just prompt him when he talks. Prompt.
He
and
knows
just-
when to talk. Yeah,
you
it's
just
different.
prompt him. It's
He's a
do it.
pro.
It's hard to though after many years. All right.
Yeah.
We should do that thing like in Moneyball. You know, when you want someone to talk, you do the.
Yeah, or even for the junior pod, I think we should just start raising our hands when we need to talk. So then it's not
Or maybe
like,
have a button you could buzz in.
ask a question. And how about you, Peter? And how
Right.
about you, Drew?
Got to have like a talking stick or some
maybe
sort of
maybe
item.
we just write
Yeah.
out the whole show in advance.
Just always
Yeah.
read.
Just have-
Scripts
we have
the
a
whole thing.
Oh
screenplay.
my God, it would be so bad.
Teleprompter.
All right.
Sydney, you have got to be kidding me, Jess. No, it's true.
All right,
Wow.
one quick sidebar on the Dornbach. So when I was at the Frozen Four in Boston,
Yes.
I'm like, I got a full day here of nothing. Let me see if I can get a hold of Casey Dornbach. So we did a little podcast, a little half hour, kind of who you are, what you're doing at Harvard. And then he gave me a tour, like a student's tour of Harvard. Kind of spent, a couple hours with him. It was pretty cool.
That's
and,
a cool.
And
cool
so
place.
then we walked around campus, whatever, and then I got his jersey now, so that kind of brings it all full circle.
Previous Boston Frozen Four, 2015, I brought my kids out there with my wife.
Yeah.
They were still in high school, but Boston, a great town to bring kids just because there's so much to see, so much to do. We took that off day. My sons both played lacrosse.
Yeah.
We went over to Harvard, saw Harvard Penn
Play?
Ivy League lacrosse. Like
You got a
real
game?
We got a real game in.
Oh, that'd be super cool.
And and then walked around campus, went to Harvard Square, had brunch, the whole
Yeah.
thing. I mean, just a cool place, cool day.
Yeah, that's definitely
I
a
wish
place
I
to
could
get
go to
see.
Harvard.
You go to the Harvard of Stearns County.
Harvard of
Yes.
yeah.
of Eastern Stearns County.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of St. Cloud State, I'm sure we got some results.
They are not
here.
first,
I know.
though.
Why don't you put them first once?
Well, I mix it up. Every week I kind of mix it up. If somebody didn't have a super notable score, I usually don't put it first.
I
I want to start things off,
I was on the commute today, and I thought the women's scores were crazy this weekend.
They were
and
much
the
crazier.
men's scores were just kind of boring. And
Yeah, the
sometimes
women's
it's
did have
worse.
much wilder scores.
Yeah, the Mankato, Minnesota thing.
Yeah,
was just-
Bemidji split with St. Cloud,
it's
and then
crazy.
Tommy's played Wisconsin close. Yeah. it was-
So, all right, let's have it.
Love it.
What do we got?
Well, Penn State, will we ever know how good they actually
No.
are? Is the question. Will we ever know? Because guess who they play next? RIT.
Yeah.
Will we
Tigers.
ever? Will we ever know? Will we ever know?
Here's
if
the
they're
stat
real or
I saw
not?
thrown out today since we're talking Big Ten right off the bat. Josh Ernisi, Minnesota kid, started at St. Thomas.
Eastview kid.
Yep, transferred to Michigan after a year in which he maybe should have been CCHA Rookie of the Year that year.
Yep.
Transfers to Michigan. He's done very well there. The Michigan X feed today pointed out Josh Arnissi has twice as many goals as Gavin McKenna at this point in the season. So
Did they say that?
they did say that.
Oh,
Now,
McKenna
I
has
don't
like
know if
4,
that is so good.
right?
yeah,
I think he has like 4.
I don't know if people knew.
I think
this.
there's more assists.
Michigan
They
has
called out a player from another
Michigan has a
team?
reputation for a little bit of
That's
arrogance.
kind of
I don't-
cocky.
Yeah, from Michigan.
From Michigan?
You're
yeah,
kidding.
What?
That goes back to who's posting this stuff, right?
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, who's got permission to say that?
yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Like,
you know,
remember we went back with the Bob and
bulletin board
all that
material.
stuff. Like,
you know, all of
who's
that. Yeah.
posting that?
So anyway, that was pointed out
Well,
today.
I watched Saturday.
Good for Josh Arnissi. Great guy.
Yeah, great kid.
He's in that
Great kid.
Ross School of Business there. You know,
Yeah.
whip smart kid.
Yep.
Not that he wouldn't have done great at St. Thomas, but he made a choice, you know, for him, and
It's worked out quite well.
worked out quite well.
Back to that though, I think that the Penn State team was the superior team. I watched 5 of the 6 periods. They're the better hockey team. I thought they were.
To credit Minnesota though, down 2-0 on Friday,
They got going.
and come back and crank it up. You know, and that's one of those when you get down 2-0 early against a team that's probably better than you. Easiest thing in the world
Go
to say.
away.
You know what? Don't
Yep.
have it tonight. Let's try again tomorrow. But they didn't roll over, so good for them.
And I thought the Gophers played really well on Saturday too. I thought
They did, yeah.
they just didn't have the puck a lot. They really didn't. I mean, they were feel like they were chasing the game a lot until the third period where they took over. Now, I don't have video or photographic proof of this, and if anybody else, I'm not trying to implicate my niece and her friend from Houston, but they said after the game, Gopher fans were throwing garbage bags on the ice. They were throwing things on the ice. What does that mean?
Saturday?
There was a
Saturday.
fight at the buzzer
Yes.
in the
Yeah.
Friday night game.
Yep.
Yep.
There was a fight at the buzzer, and a couple guys got game misconduct. I
Got
think
some-
to grabbing the face mask.
Yep.
That's my favorite call.
Got some good photos of that one.
Yeah,
It's only 15 yards in the NFL. So
yeah,
it's weird.
exactly. It's a personal foul. And you
Right.
just walk it off. So I could see, maybe a fan uprising then. I don't know what they would have.
At the end of the game, there was a near miss by the Gophers, and
Gotcha.
Oh, I
And the
saw the replay
officiating-
of that.
the officiating was just suspect, I thought, all night long. I mean, there were a lot of calls that were bad both ways. As a objective journalist, I thought the officiating crew had a lot left out on the ice, if you know what I mean.
Let me just say this, and
But we didn't see the garbage bags from the TV.
No. I'm a lifelong Minnesotan. I'm not. I didn't go to the University of Minnesota, but I'm I defend Minnesota hockey, the honor of Minnesota hockey. A couple years ago in a Big Ten championship game at 3M Arena in Mariucci, eventually won by Michigan. A lot of penalty calls, some controversy.
Heated games.
Nets
Those were
being
some good
knocked,
ones.
Nets being knocked off the post. Somehow that stopped happening when Eric Portillo stopped playing there, by the way, speaking of Michigan.
Wow.
And
I
at
remember
one
that.
point in the third period, debris raining down on the ice from the student section because they're angry about something. Knock it off. Never, ever acceptable to throw anything on the ice.
I agree.
So I will not defend that in any way. I don't care what fan base does it. You never, ever toss something over the board.
Speaking of things thrown on the ice, where were you the night Blake McLaughlin got?
I was just going to
grabbed
mention
his
that's
jersey and
the only time I've seen non-hats thrown on the ice.
was
at
that
the
night.
Herb.
Oh my!
The-
Were you there that night?
I was there that night.
What a
Herbig's
night.
jersey tug on homecoming. And
my gosh.
you should have. That was the loudest I have ever heard the Herb Brooks National Hockey Center, and
Yeah.
many beer cans. went
And
on
I'll
the
say
ice.
this too. That is the most angry I've ever seen Brett Larson.
Well, that
I mean,
might have been. And
came
I'm not
running
going to get
across
into
the
a
ice.
debate
Yeah,
on that,
it-
but that was one of the worst outcomes to a game I've ever seen in my
and,
life.
and,
It was
and a rare
horrible.
one where the NCHC actually issued basically an
think they
apology.
apologized.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
their
just
refs.
saying it was a
Well,
it
and
was a missed call.
homecoming too, so I think it was packed at
Oh,
the
yeah.
Herb, and it was overtime.
And if
and,
you know Blake McLaughlin, he did it just kind of as a joke. Okay, I got burned. I'm just going to pull this guy down. Take the consequences. They let it go. Sammy Walker gets the puck, scores. Game's over. It's like, what
it was
on earth
so
just happened?
loud. I remember exactly where it
Best.
was sitting. I remember exactly how loud it was. I just remember I was like, "There's gonna be a riot in this building." That was yeah.
I
just
remember
know
being
the-
an hour later being at a bar in downtown St. Cloud with McHatton, our friend. And,
Oh, yeah, I'm
and
sure.
texting Brett Larson. I said, "Are you okay? I've never seen you like that."
Yeah, because he's pretty even keeled
Yeah,
at media.
pretty even keeled
yeah.
guy, absolutely. But that he came roaring across the ice and was right in the ref's face, and he was.
Yeah, that was.
He had a
bad.
legit concern.
It was pretty bad. It
Yeah,
was pretty bad.
yeah.
I just remember someone on our staff, tweeted it, and somebody sent me a note like, "I can't believe you would tweet that out. That was such a BS call." I'm like, I have no idea what we're talking about. So I quickly go to Twitter and saw it. I was like, "Oh no, that was bad."
Can I offer two exceptions to my don't ever throw
Throwing on
anything
the
on
ice?
this? I'll offer two caveats. Hat tricks.
Hat.
Hat
Oh
tricks.
yeah, for sure.
And then the other one, if you're at North Dakota and you got a dead gopher, what else are you
Yeah,
going to do with
you
it?
gotta
I mean, come
throw
on,
it.
it's a fine, upstanding tradition. Throw the
Yeah, I'm okay with both of those.
the
for
octopus in Detroit. I mean, there are certain
Certain specific
teddy bear toss night.
but don't throw
Yeah.
like straight up garbage.
That
Yeah,
was
just straight up
no
garbage.
garbage.
that
No
was
garbage.
Saturday night.
Sure. Saturday night was
At
the
the-
garbage
at-
bag. Yes.
No, it was the teddy bear night.
You know what every hockey team's
At
biggest nightmare
3M.
is, by the way?
Really?
Yep.
Especially NHL teams. You know what the biggest nightmare is? You got a hat giveaway, and then somebody gets a hat trick.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Because, some people just don't want to give up their hat,
No.
as happy as they are. But it's like, oh, I got this free. Well, hey.
I'm just gonna.
Well,
throw it
I
on
don't
the
know.
you
ice.
guys remember in the NHL when it was in Philadelphia and they all had those light up kind of like translucent wristbands for everybody in the seats, and then it was a game versus the Capitals. Really bad call. What do you think happened?
They all whipped him on the ice.
All in on the ice. You can't see them because they're like translucent. So they had the
You just have to have
people
all
out there
the
with the
shovels.
shovels. Yeah, and it was just they learned their lesson there.
Yeah.
Tough deal.
All right.
Well,
let's move on.
Getting back on track, we didn't really talk about it that much, but officially a split with Penn State. The Gophers did 3-2 win, 2-1 loss. Some good things. I mean, you get the win over Penn State. I still don't really know what to expect from Penn State.
or Minnesota.
Or Minnesota at this point. A couple things. I think it was this weekend. I can't keep the weekend straight, but Axel Begley, first
goal.
career goal.
Yep.
Yep.
Like to see that. John Middlestad 2 assists, Javon Moore 2 assists. Things got chippy, like we said. I know a lot of the fans like to see LJ Mooney fired up.
I was there Friday night. He is quickly becoming a
Fan favorite.
not only a fan favorite but a steal of the draft. And I mean, if nobody, if
He's
Steal
short, but
draft,
he's really good.
he's short, but he is fast and he's just decisive with the puck. And that assist he had on Zemer's goal was
Zemer or Lucky, Friday or Saturday?
Friday.
Yes,
I think it was
Saturday. You've set Lucky up for another similar goal.
Yeah, he did the kind of the wheel to the top immediately, went back to the dot for the one timer, and I was just like, that's some good hockey vision right there.
We're young. We're getting better. That's what Bob keeps saying. We're young. We're getting better.
Other person I was really impressed was Javon Moore. I would say he's still, you still got to mold him into that hockey player that maybe they want
but
to be at the Gopher.
He's playing more rugged. But what Javon has always had his entire life is the ability to pass the puck.
Yep.
And he's very unselfish. Very unselfish player with great vision. I've said it since he was little. I'm like, he should play D. He should play D.
Well,
because
he's
he
so
sees
big,
the ice so
too.
well. Yeah, you can see everybody. So
Yep.
I always thought he could have been a D, but he's playing forward now, and he's not looking back.
Nope.
One with those bigger players, too, it just takes a while.
Right.
to
All
adjust, so.
the hype about Aiden Fink, by the way, who's still missing, and Gavin McKenna. Charlie Serrato is the real deal.
Yes, he
Charlie
is.
Serrato and JJ Webush.
Have we talked about
out.
Charlie's dad on the show?
I don't think we have.
Okay, so Charlie's dad, Vinny Serrato, was
Great
on
name.
was
Oh,
on
great
was
name.
on Lou Holtz's football staff at the University of Minnesota back in the
Vinny
early to
Serrato.
mid '80s. Vinny Serrato, and then he went on to become. He was more of a general manager, player ops. I mean, player personnel type for
Okay.
Mr. Holtz.
Sure.
Went to obviously Notre Dame,
Went to
won a
Notre
national
Dame, yep.
championship, and then he went on. He was a general manager for the former Washington Redskins, and that's why
Really?
Wow.
Charlie's from that Mid-Atlantic area.
Interesting.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think it says he's from, like, D.C.
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. So
Nice.
there you go.
Nice.
I'm gonna test your trivia knowledge.
Oh, gosh.
2009-ish.
I doubt I know it then.
The Huskies had a guy from Vienna, Virginia. I can't remember his name.
I was going
now.
to say, I don't know any Husky stuff
Yeah.
before.
I remember writing about him because the
Very
Frozen Four was in Washington D.C. that year, and
Yeah.
the thought was, how cool would it be if the Huskies, get their first Frozen Four?
How
and
many
he-
players
Right.
from Virginia?
Yeah.
Another hockey player from the Huskies from Virginia, Dominic Bassey. Shout out.
Really? Just keep going.
Like the state of Virginia. I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, state of Virginia.
There you go.
Back on track. Saturday, I didn't have many other notes besides all 3 goals were power play goals. A little interesting.
Yep.
Ari was in net both nights.
Played great both games.
I don't know if you guys seen, but in pictures, I saw a picture of the back of his helmet. Kind of cute. His wedding anniversary date is on the back.
Right.
Cool.
Got married
Love
this
that.
past. You got married this past summer.
Yeah, I thought that was nice.
Funny story, by the way. just quickly. Are we okay? How are we
good,
doing
we're
on
good.
time?
We're good.
Throw it in.
I was taking my wife to the Canadian Rockies this past summer. I had interviewed Nathan Aries and his family a year earlier, and they're from that area, kind of suburban Calgary.
Yep.
Know the Rockies. He got married out there this summer. A bunch of the Gophers went along. I had forgotten about that part of it, but I just texted his parents and said, hey, my wife and I are going out to Banff, that area. Any suggestions? I got a text that long. Because she had prepared this whole travel guide for everybody
all the guests.
coming out to the wedding.
Oh, nice.
Fantastic suggestions, restaurants, places to see, hikes to go on. So shout out to the Airy family. They're great people, and glad that
That's
Nathan
cool.
had a good weekend.
Yeah, I know they've been kind of switching back and forth goalies, but he was in goal both nights. Again, I don't really know. We'll see what happens with the Gophers, but with the young team, they might get better. And Penn State, I'm still just confused. And
I am too. I don't think
know.
they're the 5th best team in the country.
No, I don't either.
I think I saw 7 this week.
Yeah, it seems about right.
Move down a little bit. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, they still have splits with good teams, but I'm confused. And they play literally RIT next. So,
Yeah.
and let me guess, the scores are going to be 4-3 and 6-5 or something.
Probably.
It's going to be close, and then it's going to be like, well, they swept
And
them
high
all.
scoring.
Yeah, I don't know. Moving on, Bemidji State, again, another nice weekend for them. They sweep Northern Michigan 7-3 and 6-2.
And the Wildcats are still defeated, aren't they?
Defeated.
Like, they have not won.
Winless?
Defeated.
Defeated
I don't know
is
if
my
I've heard it.
favorite
I
word.
think they've gone
Defeated.
to overtime.
I was
with
What's
actually-
the
some teams,
opposite
but
of
I
undefeated?
don't
They are
know-
defeated.
I don't know if they have any
I was
wins,
just
but
gonna
I
look
think
that
they've
up
gone
right
to
now.
overtime this year.
They are defeated.
I'm looking it up.
Because they went to overtime with CC, but they lost in overtime.
I'm
So
harnessing the interweb.
Here we go.
Jesse's looking at the interweb.
Look at
Are
the
they
interweb.
are they defeated?
They are defeated. They're thoroughly defeated. Winless.
Thoroughly
Winless on the season.
That's the opposite of undefeated. Is defeated.
Lost to Colorado College in overtime. That's their closest game so far.
I feel like I'm in stereo right now.
Swept.
There's echo in here.
Swept by Massachusetts on the road. Swept by Ohio State
Well,
on the road.
It'll take them a while to get some of those new recruits in because they still got the new coaching staff. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Boy, we put Coach Shayak and the gang on the roast machine this
Oh, yeah.
morning.
Oh,
He
really?
just roasted. I'm like,
Michigan
how
State,
can you suck that
Augustana.
bad?
I just think they've had a lot of turnover when, like, the coaching change happened. Obviously, they lost like everyone. They just had to bring in
I
anyone.
mean, it was like starting a new program.
And then
Right.
now they're slowly picking up. And for any Northern Michigan fans, I interviewed Minnesotan Rio Traharn. Story out tomorrow.
Cool.
Really?
Very nice.
APX athlete.
Actually, grew up 6 years in Australia. Fun fact.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Very
That
cool.
is bizarre.
Yeah.
By the
So-
way,
So go ahead.
if you're Rick Comley, Northern Michigan athletic director, one of 2 coaches in NCAA history to win 2 national championships at 2 different
different
schools.
schools.
Yeah, he's the athletic director there now. Kind of retirement job for him back
Right.
in Marquette. Bigger fish to fry right now. I think they're in the process. Maybe they did or are in the process of firing their football coach for a little hands-on discipline. Let's say.
Uh-oh.
I mean,
Wow.
Woody Hayes doesn't work here anymore.
Yeah.
Bobby Knight doesn't work here anymore. You can't slap a kid because you don't like his effort in practice. And I read the
on the
transcript.
face or the
just
helmet?
like on the face, bare on the face, and repeatedly. And then
Yeah.
and this is at their practice
This is
facility.
not
Well,
1977.
everything's
No.
on video now. Everything is on
Oh,
video
yeah.
now. So they call him in, and it's like, well, we want to talk to you about our problem with, player X. Oh, I don't recall any problem with him. It's like, well, let's look at the tape. Oh, that.
Oh,
is-
that.
Yeah.
The
So
one where you repeatedly slapped him in the
right,
face.
so their football program was not good anyway, and then discipline
Oh,
stuff.
is an
and-
excuse, yeah.
yeah. So not the best of times up there
No.
in Marquette.
Defeated.
Well, they'll get some new recruits in, I think, next year. I think it'll be slow, but they'll
They'll be back.
They'll
this
be back.
next one I'm very interested in hearing about.
Well, first, a couple just quick details on the Bemidji State series. Friday, a guy who I didn't even know was on the roster. I didn't know anything about him. Connor McLennan had 4 goals.
What?
Whoa.
I didn't even know who that was. And then Saturday, Oliver Peer has a hat trick, who we've talked about a little bit on the show before. Just these guys who came in, and they're not Minnesotans, and they're not guys that were like
I still like talking
guys that
about
I'm
them.
familiar with. But they had a guy who had 4 goals, and then they had a guy with 3 goals, and I'm like, wow, Bemidji State. And they've switched goalies a lot too, but this weekend Raythan Robbins got the win both nights, but he really didn't face many shots. Like
No.
Northern Michigan really wasn't, killing it too much. But yeah, good for Bemidji State. They pick up all the conference points that they want, so that's good. And then this was the big one that we were all kind of curious about was Minnesota State and Michigan Tech, because I know in our polls, Tony, we kept going like, well, I don't really know where to compare them.
Now.
And now we do know
because I think if I was building my poll, Minnesota State would go up 2 to 3 slots after what they did at Tech.
Yeah, Minnesota State has a big sweep of Michigan Tech, not just for conference points, but also for the poll and just people's perception of the two teams. A couple of details on the series would be Jack Smith scored Friday as a Minnesotan, and then interestingly enough, only 2 penalties called the entire game Friday. That was interesting. Saturday, Michigan Tech was 2 for 2 on the power play, but the Mavs end up winning with goals from Conrad, Murr, and Zetterberg. Zetterberg had goals both nights. Minnesota State never trailed the entire series. And Alex Tracy, not super tested, but
12 shots on goal in one of the games.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got to be one of the favorites for the Richter this year,
no
right?
doubt.
I mean, it feels like every year.
Are we familiar with the name Dryden McKay?
Yeah, exactly.
How many 11 save shutouts he had, and in winning the Hobey, by the way. So this is the MO when you play down there in Mankato.
I mean, Tracy's legit. I remember watching him in Sioux City the year that they won the Clark Cup final, covering it for the Rink Dead. And I remember he was such a good goalie. It's kind of funny, though, because he's one of those guys, too, I think was really, people underestimated him because he's a short goalie. He's not tall. I like to joke that one time they played St. Cloud a couple years ago, maybe when he was a freshman, and it said he was 6 foot, and I'm like, I've interviewed him out of skates. He is 5'7" or 8. There is no way.
That's classic.
I think they meant 6 foot with the skates and the helmet on.
Yeah.
And the afro.
But he is legitimately a really good goalie. I think just sometimes people are like, oh, they're not 6'4", so I'm not. Whatever.
Quick note that I learned on the Monday morning commute today, Joe Moline pointed out, Evan Murr is the leading scorer for the Mavs with 6 goals.
Shout out.
How about that? It might not be true, but I don't know why I'd say it if it weren't, but that's an interesting fact.
Leading goal scorer, maybe, yeah.
Think about that in comparison to what Max Plant is doing.
Yeah. Well, Minnesota State, obviously also isn't a team that is like scoring like 1,000 goals every game. They're winning 2-1 and 3-2.
Yeah, I love it.
Men's hockey elite. Let me see if I can get it. Otherwise, elite.
Well, he's already looking it up right now.
Alex Tracy, by the way, senior from Chicago, 5'11", 183, officially listed.
Maybe he grew some since
That's
I
where
talked to
Dryden
him.
McKay's from, too.
Yeah. What is it with this pipeline they've got for these goalies coming out of Chicago?
That's impressive.
Maybe he grew since.
Dryden McKay wins the Hobey Baker Award, but can't win the Mike Richter Award.
No, their leading scorer is Luigi Benincasa. Do you think he's Italian?
I think so. He's their leading scorer. Evan Murr is
but Murr's second, and he's tied for the lead in
goals.
Tied for the leading goals. Tied for the lead.
That's what I said. I think
with
I said that. Yeah. 6
national
goals.
champion, 2-time national champion Tristan Lemire, Denver and Western Michigan.
I remember that.
Remember him? Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yep.
I'm just going to say this. Run down the Mavs roster. If this isn't the greatest all-name team in college hockey, I don't know what is.
Camel Psycho.
No, there's no way. There's some teams out east too. I've looked at it. I'm like, this isn't real. There's no way.
Luigi Benincasa, transferred from Ferris State, by the way.
Zetterberg.
And then you got the crazy names, and then Jack Smith.
Yeah.
Just like the Key and Peele bit, right?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of weird names too, there's a good
Sawyer Scholey too. Forgot him.
Who?
Sawyer Scholl.
Not to be confused with Sully Scholey from.
That's what I was confusing him with.
Yeah. It's not the same.
They do have some good ones.
They've got a guy whose first name is Felix.
It says Felix. Jess, it's Felix.
No, it's not.
Not here in America, it's not.
And he's from Latvia.
Spell that.
F-E-L-I-K-S-S.
Felix.
Felix. You get that extra
You say it
S
really
at the
fast.
end.
You say Felix.
You want to know some good names? St. Cloud State has
Easton
a guy
Houston.
whose brother
That's a great
plays for
name.
Cornell, I think. His name is Ocean Wallace. His brother is Winter
Oh,
Wallace.
yeah. From Shattuck, both of them.
I'm like, I don't think
Another
that's his
Latvian
real
first name is
but-
Ralph's.
But
Ralph's.
Ralphs.
hey, well, that's another Latvian, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, another
Really
Latvian.
menace. He played at. He played at.
That's like the old joke about,
He played at.
Vermont.
Yeah, but he played at Shattuck, too.
Okay.
Maybe
The old-
Shattuck
the
is
old joke
collecting
about
the
Johns Hopkins. They were going to name it after his brother, Bob's Hopkins. Yeah.
Wow, this show's already off the
We're
rails.
way
Off the rails.
Back
All
to
right,
the deal.
back to it. Tony, do you want to talk about the USHL? to get
I can
us
see
back on track?
I can see a meeting, by the way, Tony and Ryan saying, how do we get a mute button for him?
I know. Just hold down on it. Stand on it. You have to knock him off.
No,
do we-
do the
how-
thing
you
where
have
you
to
press
knock
it
him
and it
off the
turns
mute
elevator
button.
music on, like while he's talking.
You shove like a certain allotted amount of time.
I know.
He has like a clock. You have to like start it and stop
It's
it when
like
he's
a
done.
it's like a
Chess.
20-minute phone card. Once you're out,
Yeah.
you're done.
We're done. And Jess is out. All right. USHL.
Yes.
I want to hear a little bit about the USHL from your junior pod, and then we can
We
dial
had
it into
another
the sponsorship.
fun junior pod. If you haven't listened to it, I encourage you to. It's a lot of fun. We go on a lot of funny tangents, but we also give a lot of info. So it's a lot of fun.
What was you had some
info.
Minnesotan kid who was just cranking it.
Well, Zach Wooten had a big.
That
week.
was it. That was it.
That was a big one because
Zach Wooten he's like the double sponsor. He's an APX kid.
I think
and
he's an
a
APX
USHL.
alum.
for sure
Yeah,
he
I
is.
believe
For
he's
sure he
APX
is.
alum, and he had a big week. He had a bunch of goals, and then he also. It's
Speaking
funny.
of Eastview, when did we think Eastview High School would
I
get
know,
so
that's
much
crazy.
play on our college hockey show?
Well, so the story of the week was last week, and I think Joey Memes clipped this too. I noticed there's been a lot of decommitments lately in the USHL. I've tweeted a bunch of them, but I noticed he had Maine gone because he's been committed to Maine for a while.
Hey, this is where Sydney goes into her
Oh,
stalking.
I'm a line chart fiend.
Hound.
Do you like a little
Yeah.
magnifying glass or like a
Zoom in really
yeah,
close.
like, ooh,
Lord,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
One of those loops,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
like
Oh.
jewelers use,
I noticed that he's
Yeah,
not committed to
I
Maine
noticed it
anymore.
like right away that night. I noticed it right away, and within like literally 24 hours, it said Zach Wooten commits to Wisconsin, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so fast because normally it does not go that fast. Normally it takes a while for them to reach.
So because
Found
I'm her
something?
partner in crime, I like that, by the way. You text me, she goes, Zach Wooten's not coming out. I get these texts. I'm like,
Oh, well,
my
there's
God.
a lot of them this past week that we'll talk on the junior show. There's a lot that I found
lot of names coming off.
coming off.
Yes.
But we've also had some good Minnesotan commitments lately too.
Right.
Like I'll also have a story within the next week or so. APX's own Teddy Lechner as well.
I just interviewed
Committed.
him on Friday.
Yeah, so that's super cool.
He's playing in Friday Night Ice on Friday. So.
Yeah, so we have a lot to talk about. I don't think we're going to record this week because we just recorded not that long ago.
Do they play this weekend?
I believe a lot of teams do have games randomly throughout the weekend, but I think we're going to wait and then do the week after because we just recorded not too long ago. So we
Right,
might have to
right.
wait a week, but it's a lot of fun and we have a good time talking about the USHL.
Well, thank you to our sponsor, the USHL, for bringing us today's show. Let's move on. Speaking of USHL, Max Plant and his gang of fools had a split out in Colorado. Let's hear about that.
Yeah, a couple of details. Friday, we talk about Minnesotans and everything. Gavin Lindbergh open scoring for CC. And then UMD ties it up from Kyler Kovich, not a Minnesotan.
No.
And then CC scores, they kind of take the lead at the end of the first, but then Max Plant ends up getting a Hattie, and goalie Adam Guyon gets a goalie assist on the empty net goal.
Ooh, I like that.
And guess what? There was a goalie assist for CC on Saturday.
Really?
Yeah, so very weird. And then Saturday, another.
Wait, Max Plant had a 5-minute check from behind and a hat trick all in the same
Yeah,
game.
that's pretty wild.
He owes, I'm pretty sure he owes Pat Micheletto a royalty of some sort for that.
Did Pat do that too?
Well, Pat, is like the third all-time leading scorer in Gopher hockey history and far and away the penalty minutes leader in Gopher
Yes.
hockey history. I wrote about this. It's like a mathematical anomaly. Like, how can you score that
Yeah.
much when
be out
that
of
much
the
of your
box.
time is spent in the penalty box? So,
Yeah.
so he
That's
pulled
great.
a Micheletti. Max
It is a
Plant did.
Micheletti.
Yep.
I like it.
Saturday, another non-Minnesotan, Scout Truman scores for UMD, but then Lindbergh ties it up again for CC, 1-1. But that's later in the game. And then in overtime, CC's Bjork, who I believe is from Sweden, gets the overtime game winner. Caden Mbarico gets the goalie secondary assist on that one. Yeah. And I believe CC took a 5 in that game, so both teams kind of getting some big penalties. And I'm so confused by CC every year. And I'm sorry to any CC fans. I'm just not a believer in them every year. I know some people are high on them. They always pick off a couple of interesting wins, and then they just, I feel like, fizzle out at the end of the year, and they don't do that much.
Let's go back. I'm not sure if you followed it too closely last year, Jess, but I don't feel like they were even in the thick of things when it came down to the
they're
stretch.
Always kind of on the bubble, and then I remember, wasn't it last year or the year before? I don't remember if they were mad about they were so close in the pairwise to making the tournament. I don't remember. One of those years, but they're always kind of close to that cutoff point, and then everyone's like, are they going to make it? They could make a run, and then CHC tournament, and then they don't. Yeah, so I'm not a CC believer. I'm sorry, CC.
I'm not either.
Prove me wrong, but...
That's what I say. I say the same thing.
But the good news, though, for UMD, Max Plant could legitimately win the Hobey this year. I mean, people are starting to talk about it. We joked about it 2 weeks ago, and now it's legit.
Now people on the East Coast are talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, he's leading the nation, as I checked yesterday, so I don't think they updated it yet, but leading the nation in points and tied for the nation lead in goals, and he has the highest points per game of anyone with 1.73. That sounds pretty Hobey-like to me.
Sounds good to me.
And you got to keep it up for a while still. There's a lot of time to play, but...
I've brought this up before. There's not a Hobey voter out there with any sense of history who would go, well, Minnesota Duluth. It's like, this is the home of the Hobey.
Yeah. He's doing that in the NCAA.
And his dad was robbed of a Hobey.
Well, I won't say robbed. I mean, robbed. Paul Correa was a legitimately a great player, and,
wait a minute now.
In the eyes of some.
I just like saying it to get people to know.
That's right.
Paul Correa's stats are like, they don't even like make sense when you look at his college stats. He was that good, I think, personally.
Okay.
Well, if he keeps it up, that seems like it'd be an easy kind of front runner because nobody else is really like crazy making waves yet.
I have two things now that UMD's on the topic.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's just say they go to the Frozen Four. Let's say they lose in a regional final. Let's just say they even win a national championship. National championship's different. What if they do everything but win a national championship? Max wins the Hobey. Ty Hansen has 40 points.
Yeah.
If I'm Ty Hansen's agent, and no offense to the Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs and his buddies and growing up in Hermantown, his stock as a defenseman, as a free agent defenseman, will never be higher than it's at right now.
Yep.
Does Max go back after winning a Hobey? I think only a couple players have ever done that. Would this be the end of the line?
When is Victor arriving?
Next year. Potentially.
I think if there's a chance to play with your brothers, that's literally a once in a lifetime thing.
I think especially too if they don't win a national title this year,
they're all coming back.
Easy to be like, okay, play back 1 year with your brother.
Yep.
You three can all get your third year done, and then you'll be fully ready to jump. But we'll see.
I have kind of a funny.
What about Ty Hansen though? I know that he's not a member of that family. Do you leave when your stock is at its? I mean,
it'd be hard to.
Can his stock get any higher? Could it get any higher?
I mean, the team could only get better though if everybody comes back. So.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just wait and see on
I
that
don't
one.
know.
I hate to talk about this in November and jinx these guys.
I feel like
because
he's a freshman, right?
Who, Hansen?
Yeah.
No, he's a sophomore.
Or is he sophomore?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to say freshman, it's so hard to make the jump after that.
I have one. Excuse me. Caught me in a yawn. I have one tiny Bulldog anecdote I wanted to throw out there from yesterday in Winnipeg.
Down to like 3 minutes, 8 seconds.
Okay. All right. Get the stopwatch going. Just quick anecdote. I thought this was funny. Wild playing in Winnipeg yesterday. I'm at the game. My friend Paul Shaheen, who I also do a podcast with, Paul points out on Twitter, X, whatever you call it, funny moment in Winnipeg. Minnesota Wild score the first goal of the game. The TSN camera pans the crowd, and one lone Minnesota fan stands up and claps while wearing a Minnesota Duluth sweater. And I said the odd part about that is the Jets roster is about 40% Bulldogs. So.
Yes, it's true.
Anchored by Pionk, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
Toninato for a while, and Pionk, and they're Bulldog heavy.
Yeah, they're heavy. They're heavy.
I'm done. I'm out. What do I got left? Like
that was good.
2-12.
The Wild broke a 9-game losing streak to the Jets too. So
yes, they did.
Really?
Yeah.
do we still call them the Wild? I would call them the Red Hot Wild right now, right?
I said this,
Love it.
by the way, it's just on this topic. I said this on X today. If you want some fun, if you're a Wild fan, you want a little bit of fun, go on X and in the search bar, in quotes, search Wallstead.
Just the brick wall.
Well,
No. And here's
Edmonton.
what you're looking for.
Oh, yeah.
Edmonton fans.
yeah.
Because the Oilers are great, except they don't have a goalie.
Yeah.
Well, students of history, and a few of them who live in northern Alberta will point out, in 2021, Oilers had the 20th overall pick in the first round. They traded down, gave that pick to Minnesota. Minnesota used that pick to select Jesper Wallstead.
This is the Wild nerds because I
see.
didn't know where this was
I was
going.
gonna say, I like the Wild.
I was like,
but-
we are not trading him to
No.
Edmonton.
So
No.
I'm telling this story in the press box in Winnipeg, and the consensus was if there are 8 people in North America who feel bad for Edmonton Oilers fans, just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Not one. Not one.
Yeah, you
They
haven't
are-
had enough high draft picks and
they
draft
have
luck.
everything.
Oh,
It's one of the
goodness
most
sake.
gifted franchises
Yep,
ever. Everything's
absolutely.
just handed to them.
Yep.
All
well,
right.
moving on.
Oh, we're going to your alma mater
from
now.
no, we're going to St. Thomas.
Oh, St. Thomas. Sorry.
We're going to St. Thomas.
Really making us wait for the Huskies.
I know. She's hanging on. I'm just dying to wait.
Building suspense.
Swept.
They did not
Miami.
sweep. They did not sweep. They did not
lost?
sweep.
Oh,
Yes.
they lost to Miami on Friday.
They
sorry.
They
Split.
split.
Getting
but
ahead of ourselves.
First, St. Thomas, the other Saint. St. Thomas splits with Bowling Green. 3-2 overtime loss, 6-2 win Friday. Of course, Wallen scores to pull within 1. Gaffney scores an extra attacker goal. He's been so good this year. But then Bowling Green wins in overtime. St. Thomas did outshoot Bowling Green by a bit, but they do not get the win. Aaron Trotter back in net for the Tommies on Friday. They've been switching up goalies so
Is
much.
Will Ingeman hurt? I mean, he was like their guy.
I think they're just rotating through literally all 3 of their goalies.
it's like a three-man goalie rotation.
It's so
I'd
random.
hate that.
Because then Saturday, Carson Musser plays, has 39 saves on 40 shots, and then it's
Wow.
like, well, then is he now?
Yeah, right.
Next week? So he gets that. And Saturday, Gaffney has 2 goals again. So again, he's so good. One's shorthanded, and then a bunch of other guys scored 1 goal each. So the Tommies, again, you'd like to see the Friday win, but they do get a point for overtime. So split plus,
Split
as
plus.
we like to say, split plus.
Majority split.
I'd say that they're kind of one of those teams the jury's still out on them a little bit.
Bowling Green, I have no idea too. Because they have no Minnesotans. It's a lot of Canadians. So they're
Yeah.
a team where I
they went
I
heavy.
really don't know any.
They went
Heavy.
heavy major junior.
But isn't their coach
Heavy.
from the Dub or from the CHL?
Probably.
They're the Omaha coaches. I don't know about.
Jerry York still the coach there? No?
At
No,
Bowling
he's
Green.
not. No, he's not.
Their recent
It's been a
ish
few
coach.
years.
Because I know he was
Scott
bringing in a lot
Palick.
of those guys.
Wayne Wilson?
Yeah, I don't know if Ryan's looking it up. Or
I
not,
am,
but-
yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure he was from like the Dub or
Dennis Williams.
he's from
Yeah.
something like that. But
Buddies call him Denny.
I don't know.
Willie.
Denny Will.
Willie.
Ryan's our
on to
stat
St.
checker.
Cloud and St- on
Yeah,
to
he
St.
came
Cloud
from-
State.
Finally, St. Cloud State. Let's
Yes.
go.
Everett
He did.
Silver Tips.
Yep, Everett Silver Tips in the
I was gonna say I know
WHL.
he was recruiting a lot of those guys. Which looking back, good move for Bowling Green to hire him then, since now all those guys can come over. But yeah, the other St. Cloud State, they split with Miami, 6-5 overtime loss Friday, 4-2 win Saturday. Friday it was and Saturday packed
At the
rink.
Herb?
No, at Miami.
Oh,
It was packed.
Good for them.
Full of fans. They had these special like black dark jerseys with red and like tan, and they were calling it the Cradle of Coaches.
Oh yes,
That's
this is
Yeah.
it's a football thing because
was
all
like a
these
themed-
legendary
yeah.
college
Oh,
football
Schembechler.
coaches have gotten their
Yeah,
start.
it was really cool.
at Miami.
They had sweet jerseys though. They were like black with like red and tan and white, and I thought they looked pretty cool. But it was weird because I was watching the
Here-
game and I was like, "Is that St. Cloud or is that Miami?" Because St. Cloud has usually like
Yeah,
blacks,
yeah.
so I was a little confused.
Here's my thing with that though. Just quickly, here's going to be grumpy old man Jess talking.
Yells at Cloud.
Okay. No.
Yeah, those.
I'm not yelling at Cloud. I'm yelling at Miami. Okay, cool. You got this football tradition.
Yeah,
This is a hockey rink.
yeah.
yeah. I
It's
didn't.
It's like when Penn State
Yeah.
wears the football looking. Stop it.
Yeah, me and my husband were like, "What's?"
You're a hockey
we
team.
were like,
You
"What's
don't-
Cradle of?" Because we don't watch college football. So
Tony, I think I know what you're going to mention. Go ahead.
That I hate football helmets on hockey helmets. I hate it.
Yeah.
So Michigan,
All of
Ohio
it.
State,
Notre Dame.
Keep going. Keep going.
Penn State.
No, you're a hockey school. Put your hockey helmet on. Put your hockey stickers
Michigan.
on, and move on. You're not a football team.
Yep.
Until you do that, I don't respect you.
Well,
you.
it was
Hate
good.
it.
I'm with you.
Stupid.
It was good to see the rink just packed for Miami because
That's
obviously
great.
they have had a lot of struggles in the years past. So I'm hoping, like, I know it was also like a big, it seemed like themed weekend and stuff. So I'm hoping it's every weekend now, but I don't know if it was a bunch of special stuff. But hopefully they can get a bunch more fans back and stuff because that's good for the NCHC and good for college hockey. But
Noreena's a coach too. You talk to the guys who played for him in
Yeah.
the USHL. Everybody loved him.
Yeah,
so,
he seems awesome. Yeah.
If he can translate that to Miami and make them a contender again after.
They looked
Yeah.
much improved. I didn't watch the entire game Friday. Actually, fun fact, I turned off the game at one point in the third because it seemed horrible. And then I woke up halfway through the night and I was like, oh, we lost in overtime. I didn't think we were even going to come back from that.
Right.
But big week for Grant Deshawn. He has 3 goals. Gavin Thorson has 2 goals, 1 shorthanded. St. Cloud outshot by a bit. Friday, the power play did not help them. Outshot quite a bit again, night 2, but they pull off the win. The overtime, again, I didn't watch the overtime because I was asleep by that point. I turned the game off. But someone on Twitter tweeted that Brett Larson is 9-19 and 13 in overtime. So just overtimes have not been in the favor of the Huskies in recent years. It's not been great. And the 3-on-3.
All right, Jess, this is time where you enter in with some stat about the Gophers' perilous results in overtime as well.
Or, Jess, I heard you were
That's-
sitting next to somebody related to the Huskies on the plane.
That's over now. They got they won a shootout.
So
That's
positive.
old news for the
You're
Gophers.
so positive.
Dumb luck. I'm flying back from Winnipeg today. And I'm a friendly guy. I like to strike up conversations with the people next to me. Guy next to me mentions the Winnipeg Jets. So I was at the game yesterday. Whatever. All of that, and he mentions, my son's at St. Cloud State. He's a senior though. What are the odds? Adam Ingram, senior for the Huskies. I got to sit by his dad for an hour and talk hockey and get caught up on all things St. Cloud State. So
It was a bit of a weird game, though, I will say. The refs called every single minor thing they could. There was a lot of penalties, and on both sides where I was watching the replay going, what are we
doing?
calling? Is this a hooking?
I think that's a new program in the NCHC. The officials get paid on commission.
It was a lot of like, oh, that was a bad call on us. Oh, what was that call on that? Was that an interference?
Can I make this is my one, I'm an official, and I know it's not the same 12A hockey and college hockey, but I was doing a game last night, just a little 1-pack over at Bloomington, and this girl destroys another girl, and I call a penalty.
Yep.
And now the coach from the team says, that's a joke, climbs over the glass, tells the girl, Katie, you do that every time.
Wow.
I want you to do that. Don't change a thing. Do that every time. I'm like, okay, now you're telling me that you'd rather play a little rougher style. So then the next exchange, the girl from the other team goes back and drills someone on their team.
Yep.
Of course I didn't call it because you've already told me you want to play a little bit rougher.
Do that every time.
And now it happens again, another player on their team. So 2 in a row against the penalized team, they want another call back. And the guy goes, hey, player safety. I'm like, hey, so we had a whistle, and I had the puck about to drop the puck in the neutral zone. I go, didn't you say you want your players to play a little bit rougher? I'm like, which way do you want it?
Yeah.
You want it rough or not rough? And the guy goes, well, that's not what I meant. I'm like, well, that's
course
the way
not.
I took it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my point is, going back to you, the refs are not trying to.
No,
they're
it was
trying to
just
get
one of
out
those
there.
games where there was a lot of calls that were just.
Soft.
I would not. For both. It wasn't skewed one way or the other. There was just a lot of watching replays, going, "What was that?"
That's what I want.
What was that?
I was watching the Penn State Gopher game.
It wasn't
I thought it was
skewed,
both
but-
ways.
Yeah.
It's both ways.
Yeah.
It was just too many
How
calls.
about ref question here? One of the guys on Penn State literally just caught a pass and his stick just broke like a toothpick, and he held on to the top of the stick and
For
just
how long?
5 seconds and just
Too long, that's
skated
a
to the
penalty.
bench. Bob and
I'd go bonkers.
who's the
I would
I
go
forget the
bonkers.
assistant who's kind of short hair, bearded. He's like their electric guy.
Ben Gordon.
Yeah,
There you
Gordo.
go.
he's awesome. They were obviously losing their minds, and the ref looks at him and he goes, "He wasn't in the play." And I was like,
doesn't matter.
That's what I thought.
Doesn't matter.
That's what I thought. And they were, because it was, it was right in the center of ice, and his stick broke, and he was like, all right, well, I'll just go for a change. And he didn't drop the top part of the stick. And they obviously, they lost their minds, and he didn't get a call. And I heard the ref yell at him, say he wasn't involved in the play.
I suppose.
I don't know.
Worst, maybe the worst, since we're talking officials, one of the worst travesties I've ever seen on the ice. This is going back to my senior year of high school.
Oh, wooden stick? Is a wooden stick involved?
No. Well, sort of. Yeah. Warroad playing at Crookston. David Izzy Marvin, who you know very well, coach of the
Saw him on Friday.
girls team. I saw him yesterday in Winnipeg.
Of course
he's everywhere.
He is.
Playing
he makes every pod.
Yeah.
Every week he makes a pod.
Hockey, intense game in Crookston. Crookston had a good team. Warroad had a good team. Marvin down around the net, gets hit up high, helmet comes off. What's the rule?
Blow the whistle.
No, at the time,
okay.
if your helmet came off, you had to go right to the bench.
Yes, I remember that, yeah.
He turns, hightails it for the bench. A Crookston player swoops in and just destroys him with a check, okay?
Where is the VHS
And Marvin, pushes back and goes to the bench. Our ref's arm comes up and it's like, okay, you're going to get a penalty for hitting a kid without a helmet on. No. They call Marvin for not going directly to the bench.
Crookston home.
Yeah. Home cooking. Won that game about 7-1, by the way. It didn't work.
So what you're saying is David has a long history of battles with Crookston.
Yes.
Because when they won the section final there 2 years ago,
they
were less than cordial with David after his team he coached won. I'll just say that.
I remember seeing the box score from that game. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'll say this though about a guy that I've known since literally pre-kindergarten.
Oh yeah,
it's mellowed a little bit. Seems a little calmer.
I like that.
They took a loss to Holy Family last weekend, and he just said, hey, they're a good team. It's early in the season.
I like that. Yeah, I would say he's mellowed.
Mellowed a little bit. He has had run-ins with the high school league, and been
good ones.
Yeah,
like constructive.
What was the game? State tournament game. St. Paul United. They're playing St. Paul United. Mm-hmm. Penalties were literally 9-0. All 9 called against Warroad. St. Paul United wins by a goal, and then later that day it comes out that the referee's wife works at St. Paul United. And
which one? St. Paul Academy or Visitation?
I can't remember which.
All right.
And this was the great line when asked, the high school league to explain. Bill Kronschnabel, who I like, and he's a respectable guy, he said, "Well, I don't think he did it on purpose."
No.
Do you accidentally ref a game?
Yeah, he just.
Yeah, you just. I was walking by, I happened to have my skates and got called in. No, I mean, come on. If there's any thought that it could be a conflict of interest, do the right thing and
I agree.
Let somebody else do the game.
Next week for the show, I'd like to hear a Cal Marvin story. That's my request. I'm fascinated by Cal Marvin, and I feel like...
Will that be the whole show? Because I'm just warning you.
I feel like David is kind of not exactly like Cal, but he's got a lot of Cal in him.
I have told a Cal Marvin story when I talked about the rink, that he helped build with his life insurance policy.
But I want a coaching one specifically. Or one that has, how did he get the 80 Olympic team to come to World on a plane? That's another one.
Every Olympic team.
Everything. He's incredible. That's
76, 80, 84, 88. I mean,
that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know.
We can talk about all that stuff.
Okay.
What bones did he own? I mean, I just want to know how he did it.
Well, staying in the northern Minnesota area, because Augustana was off, so we don't have any Augustana games to talk about. UND did play a lone exhibition game against the NTDP. Not a ton to talk about. They win 6-1.
Nobody cares. That's so...
6 different goal scorers.
Why?
UND did play all 3 goalies, so you get to all 3 goalies. And I did see, I don't know if you retweeted it or who retweeted it, Skating Tuba. The band was on the ice.
I'm not exaggerating.
The band was on the ice.
That's awesome.
I saw a lot of hockey content tweeted
I don't know
us
who
and
tweeted
other
it,
teams.
but...
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
It is okay. So Mankato's done this for years, where they put their marching band on the ice, which is cool.
That
really
on
cool.
skates or no?
No, on tennis.
Scary,
right?
Some of those instruments are pretty heavy.
UND, well, it's on the dirty ice. It's not that hard, okay? So they're out on dirty ice. UND's is, but no, one tuba player, Okay, I'm not
It's
exaggerating
awesome.
here.
It's awesome.
One tuba player on the ice, on skates, and he's skating around. But he's
Yeah.
not skating at like 2 miles an hour.
he's like
He's on a
skating.
full
I bet you.
sprint.
Bet you he was like, Mr. Band Director, I know how to skate.
And he full sprinted like three
crossovers?
3 hard laps. He did 3 hard laps
Well, maybe
while
maybe
playing
it's
the
somebody
tuba.
who played like high school hockey at like Grand Forks.
Oh,
and they're
for
like,
sure
you know,
he did.
I'm not going to play junior hockey.
He's Red
but you know what I
River.
can
Yeah.
do? I can
I'm gonna
join
do the
the Marching
Grand-
Band.
Was it a modified tuba for hockey? An on-ice tuba?
No, it's unbelievable.
Special modifications
Yeah.
made.
Not
It was
only.
unbelievable.
Not only are you huffing air because you're skating, but you're blowing the biggest
Yes.
brass instrument in the
Oh,
marching
it's
band.
awesome.
and the speed of which he did it was just amazing. To
We're
me.
gonna have to find this guy's
Did you
name.
pull it up?
I
yet?
don't know. I can't find. I will say
Skating
this.
tuba
I don't know
is
if other
unbelievable.
schools have
Yeah.
done this. When I was at Minnesota Duluth, the dance line would go out on the ice. No,
Dance with their tennis shoes on.
with like their ballet slippers.
yeah.
on, and
On the
do
ice.
full kick routines and everything on the ice between periods at UMD.
I have
Yeah, UMB
footage
hockey
of
games.
Mankato doing it as well. Minnesota State at Mankato doing it too.
Interesting.
But no skating tuba for the Mavericks.
Dang.
Continue.
The only other notable I had was a member of the NTDP, Nick Bogus, had a pretty bad leg injury and sounds like we'll be out for a
Yes.
bit from that game.
Yep.
Not
I
good.
read someone that said it looked like his leg went interesting direction.
Opposite,
on
yes.
ice.
Oh, no.
I did not see it, but that is what I heard.
I don't want my leg
That's some
doing
good
anything
notes.
interesting.
I like these notes you got here. I'm excited
Augustana
for
was
this.
off though, so that is all the teams we have to talk about.
All right, but what about all these other ones? You have the Jack Starks.
I have a lot of
performance,
these.
Langlois injury. There's some good
First,
stuff.
Tony, I'm going to shout out APX, our other sponsor.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Shout out. I want to tell everybody, go to apx-hockey.com, click on news. I have a lot of good stories on there, and one's
Amen.
coming up this week. And I know it's not a college player currently, but I wanted to say if we had a player of the week, shout out Justin Falk, 1,000th NHL
Yeah,
game.
amen to that.
And we'll see. I might get to talk with him here.
Ah, you will.
We'll
He's a-
see.
He's a super nice
I know,
guy.
but St. Louis is on the road for a chunk, so we'll see. But great guy, and apparently he's been with APX
Former Bulldog.
since his 13s tier.
Saw
year.
St. Paul.
Yes.
So he has been with APX a long time,
Yeah.
and cool to see because not many people get to that 1,000 NHL
He
games
is the
mark.
37th defenseman to skate in 1,000 games
There-
Ever?
ever.
I think it's like 137.
Is it for
I think
defensemen?
so. I think it's 137 or 138.
37 seems low.
137 or 138, I think. I'm writing something about him right now because obviously all the APX guys know him and have talked with him, but cool to see because that is a rare feat for many people.
137th. Yeah, sorry.
137.
Close.
I was gonna say it was one of
2 out of the 3 numbers
37
were
would've
there.
been wild.
Yeah.
But he played his 7th game last week, and I believe they're having the actual home celebration on Saturday. They're
Right.
playing Utah for St. Louis. So that's pretty cool. And again, shout out APX. Go to our website for your training, development, advising. needs,
Everything. You
And,
name it.
And my stories. Go read
Yep.
them. And databases. Shout out. Other notables. Tony, big weekend here. Northeastern's Lawton Zacher is out. Sartell's Quentin Sigurdsson
He's blowing up.
gets a win in overtime loss for Northeastern and even had to stop a penalty shot to get
I
the
saw
win
that.
on Friday. That's awesome.
That was good reporting by you.
I thought that was awesome because I remember talking to him when he committed and thought that was cool because it's hard to get a commit when you're in the null as a
Right.
goalie. It's tough. And
Especially Hockey East.
yeah, especially a school like Northeastern, so that's
Right.
cool. Another Minnesotan goalie, Jack Stark, makes 40 saves for Yale and a win over Brown. That's a lot.
I'll never forget Jack Stark. He was trying out for the Bantam Elite League, and he was like doing the splits in the trial. He was just
That's
amazing,
awesome.
right? And I was building my Great Plains team, the one that had like Plotachuk and Middlestad and Jackson Blake and all those kids on the team. And I said, why don't we get this Jack Stark kid a shot? He's not that bad. And he went down, blanked, Shattuck twice. Just a total fiery competitor. He wasn't going to get enough games at Chaska High School. So instead of like
Yeah.
waiting his turn, he's like, I'm going tier 1. I'm doing this. He kind of always marched to his own drum, and he ends up at Yale, and he's doing great.
I say, wasn't he a Sioux Falls Power
Yep.
guy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. And also getting that Ivy League, the Yale. You just got a Yale jersey. Yale education.
I know.
Love it.
Thank you.
One thing you texted me and I saw too was one of Maine's top guys who I do not have the accent to say his name, but Jeremy Langlois, I want to say.
It'd be Loy.
Langlois. I don't
Yeah.
know how to say that. He had to be stretchered off the ice during the game against BC, and props to all the teammates and even BC too.
BC guys.
They all got up and were like
Yeah.
being really respectful and cool. But I just saw an update. I should go in my bookmarks because it sounded like he was back and
That's good to hear.
sounds like he's okay.
I think
'cause
every kid,
it seems
no matter
scary.
how developed their brains are, can look out at a kid laying on the ice going, you know what? There's 40 dudes out here. There's a 1 in 40 chance that could have been me, in any way, shape, or form. They got sense about themselves going, man, this kid's in a scary spot right now. We're scared for him just as much as we are for ourselves. So
Yeah, there was an update just this morning from Maine, actually, that said his CT scans and x-rays were normal, and he's released, and he's back in Orono. So that's good because we never want to see any bad
yeah, when that stuff comes
injuries.
up, it's like, there's more than just goals, assists, and Hobey Bakers and
The old story. They gave me an extensive brain scan. They found nothing.
here we go.
Speaking of a lot of goals, Tony, I'm surprised you didn't text me this. There was a guy for Princeton this weekend who scored 5 goals.
I saw
Some
it.
guy who I've never heard of,
Saw
Kai
it.
Daniels.
Yes, I saw
Ties
that.
the Princeton program record in a game against St. Lawrence, and apparently he's the first NCAA D1 player to do that since Mike Connolly of UMD in 2011.
I was at that game. It was against the Gophers.
that
It
was
was against the
amazing.
Gophers.
Wow.
course
He scored 5 goals, and the great one I remember about that is Don Lucia after the game. What can you say at that point? He just said, as executions go, that one was quick and painless.
Yes, it
Well,
was.
To make it even more interesting, he only had 2 goals all of last season, this guy did. I looked up his stats. He has 11 points in 8 games now. Just a guy who I haven't heard
just
of from
doubled
British
his point
Columbia.
total.
Yeah, just
Game slowed down for him. Flipped the
decided
switch.
to have 5 goals one night.
Hobey
Just
Baker rink. I mean, come on. What? Not, we got
more
the
do you
we got
need?
the Princeton sweater up there.
You do.
Shout out. Love it. A guy who you guys talk about on the show quite a bit, Greg Powers, extended through 2030 at Arizona State.
Good for him.
I like it.
And along with that, Arizona State splits with Denver. They lose quite a bit in night 1. I think there was a penalty shot goal as
7-1.
well. But then they come back,
And
overtime game winner from Cullen Potter.
Yeah, and they win.
So again, so many weird patterns in college hockey of big blowouts night 1, and then the other team comes back and wins.
It
night 2.
reminds me
We've
of the-
seen so many of those.
Reminds
this
me
year.
of the women's side where
Yeah.
on Thursday night, just Wisconsin beats St. Thomas 8-0.
Yep.
Then they have a day off. They come back and play, and St. Thomas takes them to overtime.
Yeah.
Like, that makes no sense.
It happens all the time in college hockey. It's so
It makes
strange.
no sense at all to me that you got blown out, but they always come back
I
hard.
said this
that next
before
night.
though too. If you got a Friday night blowout and then a close game Saturday, the question I always have is, was that team prepared?
Right.
How prepared were they going in? You'd seen patterns where teams always lose the Friday game and then they come back and win Saturday. Once they figured out this team, you wonder how much advanced prep is going into that.
I wonder the same.
In this era of video and
Everything.
and scouting and everybody knows everybody, how much are they sitting down and saying, okay, when they're on the power play, this is what you got to look for. We got to cover this person up top. They're going to run the puck down to the right corner. Whatever.
I agree with you, Jess. I've always thought that. It's kind of weird. So
A couple other interesting results here. The big one for the week: Wisconsin sweeps Michigan State, 1 game in overtime.
we're in the hour into the show. We finally talk about
Big Ten.
That's the
Wow.
biggest part. That's the biggest news in college hockey. Is
Yeah, it is. Because Michigan State
Invincible.
had kind of been everyone's just unanimous number 1. And
Not
then
anymore.
now,
Not anymore.
Now it's
we're-
Michigan, right?
Now we're
It's gotta be
confused
Michigan.
again.
It's
Now
gotta
we're
be
confused
Michigan.
again.
Yeah,
It's got to be Michigan.
I don't think you have it on here, but Michigan sweeps Ohio State,
Yeah. Ohio
including
State.
an 8-1 win.
Confused.
Kick their tail.
Yeah, and
I didn't include all of them on here.
We've talked a lot about Ohio State, and how they never seemed to be out of it. Man, they were out of it that night. And that's, and Michigan now, rightfully so, has taken
Probably
over
number one.
the top rankings.
Seems like a lot of weekends
playing
too.
so well,
Michigan is
too.
having
Playing
one
well,
big
scoring
win.
goals. They're getting good goaltending. I mean, what's not to like about that Michigan team?
When Michigan's on, they score a lot. that's just
Haven't heard much about them though. They're kind of shy.
Shy. They're very shy on social media. I would barely even knew they had a program.
Demure, we might say.
Demure. That's right.
I like that they listen to Rock the Casbah though.
Yeah,
After the
great.
game, that's a great
Classic.
classic
Mid-80s
song.
right there.
Classic, yeah.
I'm surprised the players on the team even
The
know.
Clash, Combat
yeah, that's
Rock.
what that song is. I'm like, what?
So I see your last note here is another team who is quietly playing really, really well right now. That's Western Michigan.
Quietly, they're the reigning
Quietly.
national champions.
Other than that
Quietly.
banner and the
It's the
gigantic
quietest
rings and
national-
other than that, the new rink they're building. Other than that,
But seriously,
Well, they've had
I
kind of
think
up
in
and
the
down.
circles, according to one of those puck prep type deals, they have the 8th ranked recruiting class in the country out of the 8 teams in HCHC.
I mean,
I want to be 8th every year if we're going to win national
they've
championships.
been up and down because they had a weird weekend against St. Cloud. They got swept by Denver. Omaha's a good team though, so sweep against Omaha, I will take that because Omaha's feisty to sweep. But they've just been kind of up and down, and it doesn't help too that their 2 best defensemen have been out, so that doesn't help. So I don't really know what to think of them.
I
yet.
think they're
good, but
I think they're
how
top 10.
good? Yeah, I don't know.
They're good.
Yeah.
Good.
Other notable scores: BC and Maine split. I never know what to think with Hockey East teams. Same with New Hampshire splits with UConn.
Yeah.
UConn was a team that was
Hockey
kind
East,
of
you can just scramble everything this year.
Every-
Just pull the names out of a
everyone's
hat. It seems like
province.
everybody's beating everybody every week.
Yes, yeah,
It is.
Everyone
We were
is
all high
splitting.
on Northeastern. Now they've dropped off. We were ready to write off BC. Well, now here they come.
Everyone like
UConn looked like the team of the future, and now there might be the team of last
agree.
week. It's like
ranking the
It's very
top
weird.
10
Hockey
is
East
easy.
is just a mess.
And the thing is, Hockey East is right in the middle of all that. 11 through 20 is all Hockey East teams. Providence, Northeastern, UConn, BC, BU. I think BU's officially out of it, aren't they? Like the top 20, or they're if they are, they're
I
way
don't know,
down.
but they're pretty low probably. That was kind of my notable Summit scores. I'll read a couple of these that were notable. We already said Axel Begley, first
Yep.
collegiate goal. Ben Dexheimer for Wisconsin had the overtime game winner against Michigan State. Love to
Yep.
see it. Cole Spicer, not technically
Did you
a
see
Minnesotan,
that?
but
Did-
first goal back.
Did
in
you
a
see
long
the
time.
Dexheimer goal, by the way?
I did.
Oh my
Sweet.
goodness! Like somebody sliding on their stomach just slaps the puck across, and
It's beautiful.
highlight reel stuff.
Beautiful stuff.
Cole Spicer had his first game back in a long time this weekend, and
I put
also
him in
scored.
Summit Scorers, didn't I?
Yeah, you
he's not
did.
from Minnesota, but I kind of
Close
adopt
enough for some of
I
those
adopt
guys.
that kid and the Panzers, all those kids that play in all of our stuff. I just put them in there, just like Isaac Howard.
So good to see him back in a college lineup finally.
my
It's
God.
been a while.
So welcome.
Working through some things. So good
Yep.
to see him back. And that'll be a weapon for Western.
Oh yeah,
Western Michigan. So that'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
good for them to get him in the lineup. Aiden Willis for Air Force, first
Yep.
collegiate goal. Love to see it. Doing the salute.
my salute to Mr.
I
Ellis.
couldn't find video of it. They didn't tweet video, but
No, I know. I
they
looked
did
too.
tweet it because I think it was a Flow game, and I don't have a Flow subscription.
I couldn't find it on Twitter.
And one you
I bet
didn't
if you went to Michigan, you could find it.
one you didn't include, Tony.
They'd have video of him walking in a suit, looking
Yeah.
kind of bored.
Are you gonna do this Shattuck kid from Faribault?
Yeah.
I never even heard of him.
He's from Faribault.
I don't even never heard of him.
I've
no
heard
way.
he played Faribault
no
youth
way.
hockey.
No,
I've heard Tony
no.
Faribault.
You can sweep kick me next week if he.
Give
if
me
you have
30
pictures of
seconds,
him
and I
in
will.
Faribault.
Yes, one second.
Come on.
You probably would take a couple.
I have heard it
Reineke?
from the family.
Who?
We generally
Let
discourage
me
sweep
Come
kicking.
on.
As a general rule, we discourage sweep
Yes,
kicking.
this is from his father on
Oh
Twitter.
my God.
Oh.
We are originally from Faribault and played in the Faribault Hockey Association until 9th grade,
And then moved to
and then played
Shattuck?
Shattuck. Yes.
stab me in the eye. I'm sorry, Jackson Reineke. I missed it. Sorry.
If Tony has an eye patch
His
next
dad
week, you'll know why.
did
Yep.
mess me up because I made a Minnesotans in D1 hockey list that you can
Yep.
find on APX, and I just listed him as Shattuck, but I also learned that he has grown up in Faribault. So shout out Jackson Reineke, Robert Morris. Shout out Robert Morris. A couple of other players.
Why are we shouting out Robert Morris?
Shout out Robert
He plays for Robert Morris.
Who does?
Jackson
He
Reineke.
does? Oh, gosh. There we
Jeez.
go.
RMU.
Now I have to go into that
That
page.
I think that no, there's a couple other Minnesotans. Croy Kochendorfer. How do you say his last name?
Corey Kokendorfer.
He also plays for Robert
Yeah,
Morris.
Goldie.
Okay, nice.
Oh,
A few other Minnesotans on this list we don't see a ton of. Blake Steenerson, first of the year.
Yes.
Love to see it. He's so tall. Watching
my
that
God.
replay of the goal, he's
So
so
is
tall.
his brother Charlie's a big
Compared
kid
to
too.
everybody. Another Air Force guy, Nick Sajovic, scored. That's
Yes.
cool. Nick Pierre, 2 goals. Gavin Lindbergh, 2 goals. Barrett Hall, 2 goals. Josh Ernest, 2 goals. Grant Deshawn, 3 goals. Like, a lot of repeats this week.
Yeah, a lot of kids with multiple goals.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
Grant Deshawn's dad, by the way, keeps getting suggested to me on Facebook as somebody I may know.
People you may know.
Yeah.
You don't
I don't know
want
that
that.
I've met him,
Nice.
but I know him.
You don't want that.
I've heard plenty about him
You
back in the
don't
day.
want that. You
This-
can't handle that.
I told
You can't handle the Ashan.
I told Mark Strobel this when because he's a longtime assistant at Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I said 5 years ago I loved it when you would get that email from the Big Ten, and you get the headline, but it's not the full headline. You just get
Right.
like the teaser,
Yeah.
and it would say
Thumbnail.
Big Ten announces a suspension of Wisconsin. ... You never had to open the email. It was always Roman Ashan.
Yes.
Every flipping time.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a rugged player.
And and I pointed that out a few times on social media, and I
Hey,
heard
Grant isn't even the biggest punk on St.
Did
Cloud
you
this
know
year.
that?
In a good way. I say punk in a good way, but
Did you know that Dad played at Grand Rapids?
I did not know.
There
that.
you go.
There you go.
And I believe
But-
Gustavus.
But believe me, I heard from him a few times when I had
Great guy.
commented about.
Sam's a good guy.
Grant had a nice goal coming out of the penalty box this weekend, actually. One of them was that. Which was really nice.
Sweet. Hey, what do we got for games this week?
Upcoming games, Minnesota at Denver, 1 game only.
Ball Arena, by the way, home of the Avalanche.
There you
So
go.
The
one
big
game
the
only?
big rink. It's the Hall of Fame game. So long
Yes.
time since Minnesota and Denver have played.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited to see the results of that because I
Does
feel
this
like
game count?
this could be a statement game.
I think so.
It
does, yep.
count.
I
There's a
think this
great-
could be a big statement win for the Gophers if they can pull out a win here.
There's a great
Yeah.
historical anecdote about Denver and Minnesota as a rivalry, but I don't know if we have time.
Well, that happens. Bemidji State and North Dakota play a home and home. They're Bemidji Friday, Grand Forks Saturday.
Okay.
So that's a fun non-conference one there. Minnesota State at Northern Michigan.
Sweep.
Looking to sweep that. St. Thomas at Michigan Tech. They will
Split.
try to take some points away from that. Augustana at Lake Superior
Sweep.
State. St. Cloud is off.
Sweep.
Sweep
They
the
will
sweep the
off.
bye weekend.
They will sweep the bye weekend. for
And
sure.
that is all I got, folks.
Great.
It's over.
One of the great Frank Serratori lines. He said, if we would have played in the WCHA, he said our team would be so down on themselves having to play all those WCHA teams. This is back the old WCHA.
Yeah.
He said by Christmas we couldn't win an inter-squad game.
That guy is full of one-liners.
I was going to say he's a quote machine.
So
Quick-
his okay. I was going to say I had the ability. I had Tommy, his son.
Yep.
I bring in a former Gopher to come in and talk to the boys at the camp, and a former Gopher woman to come in and talk to the girls at the camp.
Yep.
And he walks in, and my God, he is Uncle Tom's twin. He talks like Tommy Serratori, walks like him. It is spooky. I'm like, they named you after the right Serratori. He goes, I know, everybody says that to me. But anyway, go back to
So Minnesota and Denver, just some quick history. Back in the old WCHA, they were charter members in the
good old
50s.
days.
In the
All
50s.
right, I'm kind of where we're going with this.
Two legendary coaches, Murray Armstrong at Denver and John Mariucci at Minnesota.
They don't like each other very much.
Didn't like each other, and Murray Armstrong was unabashed. He would just go
All
up
the
and
Canadians, every Canadian
get
he
the
could.
Regina Pats and bring them down to Denver.
Yep.
And so after a few years of this, John Mariucci says, no, that's not fair. That's a recruiting violation. Things were a lot more loose at the time.
Yeah.
But Mariucci said, I'm going to the NCAA. You can't keep doing this. NCAA looks into it and says, yeah.
We're not a fan.
So Mariucci says, we're not going to play Denver. They're in our conference, but we're not going to play them as long as, think about that today.
You can't do that.
He just says those 4 conference games a year, we're just not going to play those.
And we're going to play
And-
somebody else.
Talk about a different era. The WCHA said, we'll work around that, So the league champion was decided by winning percentage for several years
Yes.
there because Denver would not play Minnesota and Minnesota would not play Denver and vice versa. Just a crazy,
So did that end when Sonmore got there? Or did it keep
probably
going?
ended after, Murray Armstrong retired or whatever it
One
happened
of
to be.
those two are officially gone.
Yeah, there's a statue of Murray Armstrong at the at Magnus Arena, by the way, and of course the rink at
great.
Minnesota is named after John Mariucci. So
Some legends there.
Some legends of the
Some
game.
legends there.
Yep.
Well, this was a legendary show having everybody here. Thanks to our sponsors, APX Hockey and the USHL and Summit Orthopedics. For Justin Myers and Sydney Wolf and producer Ryan Maney, I'm Tony Scott. Thanks for tuning in.